Do you wonder, especially if you're new at drawing, do you wonder, do we need this many pencils? As many as we have? Is it necessary? Is it a waste? What's the deal? Well, today's exercise, we're going to discuss that. I'm going to do two little drawings for you, thumbnails. And in one, I'm going to use three pencils, the HB, 2B, and 6B. And in the other one, I'm just going to use the hand pressure, only one pencil, because I want you to practice that. I want you to be aware of your hand, how much pressure you're putting into the paper when you're drawing, when you are shading. Just be aware of that, because with one pencil you create tons of tones. So let's practice that and see what happens. Maybe you might find something interesting, and if you do, give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe. That would be great for my channel. So now let's go and get busy. Today we're going to be doing this exercise, using the three pencils that I use the most, which is HB pencil, and then I have the 4B pencil and the 6B pencil. But really, in reality, I use the 4B pencil. Here we go. I use the 4B pencil quite a bit. So these are all of the four pencils I use. But what I want to show you here is that we don't really need to have all of these pencils. This exercise is going to be more about applying pressure to the paper, okay? More than what pencil am I going to use. When we use any given pencil, of these four pencils that I show you, when we use any of this, we can do a sketch, pretty much a final sketch with just only one of them. So what we're going to do, I'm going to draw like a little rectangular scene here. It's like a landscape scene, okay? I don't know if I'm going to use the whole rectangle now, but, and I'm going to have another one right here, and we're going to do an exercise, see what we can do when we use three pencils. We're going to use the HB, the 4B, and the 6B, okay, in this case. And then the other one, I'm just going to only be using the pressure of my hand. That's how I'm going to dictate what is darker and what is lighter. So here we go. This is a scene that I lived in Indiana for many years, and beautiful state. I really enjoyed it. A lot to see, a lot to paint. Really enjoyed it. It was just a nice. It was nice to get to live there for a while. So anyway, this is like a winter scene, you know, kind of like late fall, early winter. And this was pretty much the house where I was living out in the country. I lived in the country most of my life there in Indiana. And in this scene here, I'm going to depict just a little corner of the backyard of my house, okay? And looking towards the woods. That's going to be it. Very simple. And right here we had woods. There we go. There, the trees. That's the bottom of the trees. This is the field. Usually it was either soybean fields or corn, one or the other. And here's a nice tree trunk of a do here. I'm going to go and start adding some graphite to my drawing. And here I'm applying a very light vertical strokes layer of graphite, because the sky is going to be one of the lightest. The woods are going to be darker than the sky, so that's why it doesn't matter if I do this on top of the woods too, because this will disappear, it will cover. And of course the tree is going to have some light areas and some dark areas, of course. And then we have this corn has already been harvested. That's why we just see nothing but just pretty much a horizontal line. Okay, we don't see much there. All right, and right here the foreground. In the foreground is where I'm still using the HB pencil, by the way. So in the foreground is where I'm going to add a little more pressure to my pencil, just to make it a little bit darker. Okay, because this was going to translate. It's going to translate into light and shadows from coming from from the fields. There we go. So we're going to keep it right there. Okay. And of course we have our tree. The sun is coming, sunlight coming from this direction. So part of this tree is going to be pretty much blocked by shadow. So I'm just going to create the shadows, and I'm going to apply it a little bit darker than the sky and the trees at the distance. Okay, all of this is going to change later, but this is the beginning of the sketch. There you go. Just trying to establish, see where we can place everything. I'm not too concerned about a lot of details right now. So after we have this, now I notice on the woods they need to be darker than the tree, or at least uh, darker than the highlight here of the tree. So here in the front we are going to do just that. When I do this, I try to do it regular, not try to follow a pattern, because we don't want that. Especially the distance is going to be, it's going to have more of a soft edge quality than the foreground. And we're going to do the same thing here. There we go. So that's where my HB pencil, that's what I can do with it. And I'm going to these trees are very gnarly, like they have wicked looking branches sometimes. Okay, so that's enough with my HB pencil. So now I'm going to use my 2B pencil. Now the 2B. 2B is going to have it's going to be a little bit darker. This will be great for the applied shadows, because it will be coming from this direction. So I'm pretty much using this for the shadows, this coming from the field. And right here I'm going to start creating this vertical. This was along the fence by the property, all kinds of weeds and different. There were some beautiful flowers really growing along this fence. It was just a wire fence. It just pretty much got rusty metal poles, but it was always made it so beautiful, because all of these weeds that were growing here at one point in their lives, they had beautiful flowers. So I added some kind of nice color. So that's my 2B pencil. Take care of this part. Sometimes it's nice, kind of like to show like a two-layer here, in the background. Makes it a little bit nicer. So while I have my 2B pencil, I'm going to do that. Just separate a little bit, the background, like they're in two different separate layers. So that is our 2B pencil. And now we are going to get our 6B, which this is the darkest. So with this one, we are going to add more detail here in the yard. There's close to us. The closest it is to us, the darker it's going to be in comparison to the foreground, to the background. So this being kind of like part of the foreground is going to have some more details of, branches and weeds growing in different areas. Also, it's going to be darker than whatever we see in the background. Here's where we're going to see the darkest darks. There we go. And like I said, this was it was a wire face with some rusty poles. So, like for instance, yeah. And we're going to add more of the detail to the tree, darken the shadow a little bit more. There we go. Man, this is just the shadows from the branches above here that come in. The, that's the sun creating that. And I put some few leaves here and there if I want to, just create more interest. There, so it doesn't look too bare. Now, just using the 6B pencil, this is the darkest, okay? I'm going to do the same similar sketch, sort of like this, and then we have the trees in the background, and we have our big sycamore tree. That's what it is. I could not remember the name, was driving me nuts. Sycamore tree. Okay, so here we go. We have the same kind of sketch. So we are going to proceed to do the same thing. You see how light I'm holding the pencil? That way I can do this very light line. All of this is going to be doing with just one pencil. This is called cross hatching when we go across. So I'm going to do a little bit of cross hatching here, just to make it a little bit darker. This is going to be a nice highlight from the tree, so I'm going to darken the background a little bit. That way it's going to make the highlight looks even brighter. There. And there. Same thing again, we're going to start kind of creating a layer of other trees in the foreground. Paper. I kind of like to see the brightest bright, see how bright they're going to look, so I can judge, the rest of the values. In this case, the lightest lights are the sky, of course, but then we have this field in the back. Also, it was looking pretty bright, and of course we have the tree here. That is going to look pretty dark. I just created a line there first, that way I'm not going to go past that. Yeah, I'm just going to have some shadows too, but I'm going to leave some white there too, you know, for the bright. And this shadow of this big sycamore tree. Okay, so here I'm going to concentrate and just adding some highlights that I maybe lost when I was applying the pencil there. Maybe maybe was a little bit of this just showing through there before it went into shadows. There you go. Maybe some of this light post, the same thing, had a little bit of a highlight. And we're going to fix this a little bit. Here maybe we can put a little like this. And we can move to this one and do the same thing. Regain some of the highlights. And here we have this big one. And the same thing here, this branch was a little bit exposed to sun there before it went out all the way around it. I'm just going to use the pencil to darken it a little bit. There you go. So we had two different compositions done with just one pencil. And let me zoom it out, that way you can see it better. And here I'm going to go up with my pencil and darken my frame around, that way you can see it better. There. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the process. I hope you are going to do this sketch and practice. See if you can do a whole drawing just using one pencil. The only technique here is just to how much pressure you're adding. Very light, a little bit more pressure, and then we're going to add a lot more, and some cross hatching to make it dark. So really it's only 1, 2, 3 different values. So simple. And also, you have shaky hands, ideal for that. There's nowhere where you need to be so precise. Perfect for that. So good luck to you, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.